Psycho Killer is the brand new horror movie that just hit theaters. It comes from writer Andrew Kevin Walker, who's known for writing 1995's Seven. The film stars Georgina Campbell as Jane Archer, a highway patrol officer in Kansas. And one day, when her and her husband, who are both highway patrol officers, pull over a car, he is shot and killed by the psycho killer himself, or the slasher, as known in the movie, who's played by James Preston Roger, who is a satanic serial killer who's on his pathway of killing over 30 people. Jane misses her opportunity to shoot him after being shocked and scared after her husband is killed. So after this shocking thing happens to her, she is on a revenge path to finish what she ultimately wanted to do in the first one, which is kill the psycho killer. Malcolm McDowell, is also in the movie as Mr. Pendleton, someone who also reveres Satan, tries to help out our main villain in his villainous ways. The film is an hour and 32 minutes and is rated R. Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new review here at Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Sonnenberg. If you guys are new, please hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, so notified when my videos hit the channel. We're growing so quickly, really means a lot, guys. All of the support as of late. I do movie, TV show reviews, added theater reactions, box office breakdown shows, all of it. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you guys are new. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on this movie? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Is this one that you want to see in theaters, or one you feel like you should just go straight either to streaming, or you're cool waiting for it at the convenience of your home? Also, guys, please hit that thumbs up button. So I actually had no idea what to think about Psycho Killer leaning into going to this movie. I saw the movie on Thursday afternoon. And at the time I saw the movie, there was no public reviews, no critics had seen, there were no critic screenings for this movie. So I had no expectation of the fact that the guy who wrote Seven wrote this movie. He's written some other also very accomplished movies as well, including Fincher's last movie, The Killer. So I like the idea of him writing a horror movie. It had really good marketing as well that I think got a lot of people excited for the movie. But I have to be the bearer of bad news, and that is I think this is a really bad horror movie. This is a film that I think might be talked about in a nicer way, because I think a lot of people are just going to come away thinking this was a boring run-of-the-mill horror movie. And that is definitely true. But I think that's actually being nice to this movie. I think this movie is a lot worse than people are even talking about now. I really did not like this movie. This is a film that is a type of movie that I usually love, which is, first of all, this movie is a slow burn. I love movies that are slow burns. And the second one is it's a slasher movie, another genre that I really enjoy. And I think it really fails at both. The movie, as I said, is a slow burn because you get the initial shock of this officer's husband dies. And she had a couple shots at the killer, missed, wants to go on this revenge path, trying to figure out what this killer is, what he's trying to accomplish, all of these things, while you're also following at the same time the killer. We go back and forth every scene between our police officer, who's the detective kind of going through things, and the killer himself. And going back and forth of just as as she's trying to understand the motive, we're trying to see, is he giving us anything? What is he doing as he's going through state to state killing people? But I thought the movie, as I said, was extremely boring. It would have helped if the reveals and the ending were, because that's what happens with slow burns. If your movie is a slow burn, I think you really do have to capitalize on a really impressive ending that really makes it worth it taking your time throughout the film. But this movie has such a weak ending, and it leaves you on such a sour note that it makes the first hour that you had slow building up to what was going to happen feel really boring, meaningless, not that mind-blowing. Not that you need like a twist in a movie like this, but you just need a satisfying conclusion, a satisfying revelation of what's going on. But you kind of never get that. And it's also not really a detective story, because our police officer, she's not really a detective. She's a highway patrol officer. She's trying to learn things. At points, it doesn't really make a lot of sense why this one person out of everyone understands where he's going to be at the next stop. It kind of loses credibility as it goes on, as She keeps running into cops at these locations and they're still doubting her, even though she has been right like 4 times in a row where this guy is ultimately showing up. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. A lot of this movie doesn't really make a lot of sense. And as I said, as things go on, they could have made commentary as he's a someone who reveres Satan, a satanic, cult serial killer. There could have been a lot of things said about that, but there's just not. It's so surface level. And again, I like Georgina Campbell as an actress. I love Barbarian. She starred in Barbarian. Not a lot for her to do here. But the other part that was really the most disappointing part of the movie is the slasher element. Yes, this movie definitely shows some blood, but I think it cuts away a lot more than it should. If you are a rated R horror movie, especially a rated R slasher, show the kills in full glory. But there's so many times where the killer's about to go for a kill and the camera has to cut away. There are some kills they feel like could have gone the extra mile, kind of played it very safe. Not that these are like awful kill scenes, but they're just so underwhelming. And that's kind of the sense I have of this whole movie. It's well made. I actually like the physique that the killer. He's a tall dude. He's in very good shape. He has a different physique than most serial killers and that you see in slasher movies. They're usually like tall and lanky. This guy is built, tall, has this long hair. He's very distinct from a lot of other slashers, which I thought was easily the strongest element of the movie. But I just couldn't care about anything that was going on. There really wasn't a detective story. The cat and mouse is really what the movie is. I thought was not that interesting at points. It was kind of stupid. There's a particular scene where it feels like she finally caught up to him, but because we're only halfway through the movie, she can't catch him at this point. So the movie has a ridiculous way of getting the killer out of a particular situation. I was like, that didn't really make any logical, humane sense, but that's how we're moving on. A lot of this movie feels like this. It is crazy to think that the guy who wrote Seven could come up with such a lackluster, underwhelming screenplay that is a disappointment both on a story level and a massive disappointment from a slasher movie level as well. So overall, I'm giving Psycho Killer a 1 out of 5 stars. I am going 16% for the new movie that just hit theaters. What are your guys' thoughts on Psycho Killer? Let me know down in the comments, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in another video very soon.